Peace, good evening. As always, I'm your file player. Thank you for stepping into the file playland, and I'm glad to be back. I haven't made videos in a little while. I'm in the midst of Times Square, New York City. Stuck in traffic, or just got out of traffic. But want to make this video about the supposed offer that Eddie Hearn sent Jermall Charlo, and which has been put out there by Radio Raheem. Some of the videos that he did, if you guys aren't aware, or a video that he did on Seconds Out, when he was where he was interviewing Eddie Hearn, and I guess the subject of the Boo Andrade fight and against Jermall Charlo came up. Eddie Hearn indicated that he sent an offer out to Jermall Charlo via email, stating that he was interested in making that fight. I couldn't really make out like the email. Eddie Hearn was rocking the broken phone, like your boy is also rocking the broken screen on his phone, like. But I couldn't read the details of the email. I tried to like take a screenshot, but that didn't work. But nevertheless, I mean, I could read some of it, but it didn't say numbers, is what I'm saying. Nevertheless, though, the rumblings are that the offer was $7 million or more to make that fight over on the zone. Eddie Hearn also indicated in the past that Andrade he'd be willing to let Andrade go to a PVC network to make that fight, so long as they match whatever he offered. Seemingly, I mean, even though Eddie Hearn, I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't trust most of what he says. I think it's up to Jermall Charlo to hold Eddie Hearn to task. If you believe that Eddie Hearn is lying about this supposed offer, then hold him to task. Like get out on the tree stump and say, what's up? I'm willing to take that fight and show me the money. Let's see what step 2 is from Eddie Hearn after you show a willingness to make that fight with Boo Andrade. If Eddie Hearn counters with an offer for a multiple fight deal, then he's waffling, and he's not serious about making that offer. But if it's a one fight deal to fight Boo Andrade, I mean, it's almost as if Charlo has to take that offer. To me, that's a good offer. A fight with Chris Eubank Jr., I've said it once and I've said it before, it doesn't cut the mustard. I mean, it's pretty much a lateral move. It does nothing. Chris Eubank Jr. is just as known as any other opponent that didn't have much fanfare that Jermall Charlo has fought. Actually, it may be a step down from a lot of the opponents that he's fought. With Chris Eubank Jr., it's a guy with zero fan base here in the U.S., very, very minimal fan base in the U.K. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you hear of him in the U.K. is people talking bad about him. I mean, that's not going to move the needle. With Andrade, you're fighting somebody on their platform, and if you have to make that fight on the zone, you're collecting another belt. You're also fighting that fighter on his platform, where 2 of the fights, which you seem to only call out in Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez, are over on that platform. Having said that, if you slay Andrade at their home, at Andrade's home and Canelo's home and Triple G's home, being the zone, I mean, what better way to try to make that fight happen? As it currently stands, I'll tell you guys right now, there's a lot of good fights that I don't think will ever be made. And this is almost teetering on a fight that will never be made. And as far as Canelo versus Charlo or Triple G versus Charlo, those fights, as it currently stands, are never going to happen. If Charlo fights amongst the pool of PBC fighters, I have a very good hankering that fight with Charlo against Gennady Golovkin or Canelo won't happen. Those guys, Canelo's gonna avoid him. He's currently avoiding him, and I think that fighting a crop of fighters that really don't tip the scales is helping Canelo, if anything. People could just say, "Oh, well, like they made offers and you didn't take it," or "You haven't fought nobody," and I don't believe that to necessarily be true. But I mean, like as far as the offers go, I think it's up to Charlo to really hold the Zone and Eddie Hearn to task. I mean, and I'm not gonna downplay an Andrade fight and say that's not a tough fight. That's an extremely tough fight. That's almost teetering on 50-50. Having said that, though, I mean, like it's like Eubank. I'm not gonna say he's a bum outright. I mean, I think I've seen him get squashed in a few performances, but fights like that, I mean, they're presenting just as much danger with not that much reward. I mean, what's the most Charlo can make fighting Eubank? I mean, I'm gonna be generous and say $3 million, but I don't think he's gonna make $3 million fighting Eubank. You're being offered at least double that, or at least more than double that. I mean, with $7 million to fight Andrade and collect another belt, I mean, it's worth the sacrifice. And I think he could beat Andrade. I mean, gun to my head, if I had to pick between Andrade and Charlo, I mean, I'd be picking Andrade to. I mean, I'd be picking Charlo to win that fight. But the rewards that come after that, I mean, if Canelo doesn't fight you and tries to make a run at 160 again and doesn't make a real serious effort to fight you, then I mean, like it nobody could say that he's not ducking you again. I mean, people sort of say that now, and it's in the air. I think that Canelo is ducking Charlo, but once you're holding 2 championship belts and fighting on his network, calling one on his network, I mean, there's no better promotion for yourself. And also, with this offer being made, I mean, I consider this offer like somebody talking mess and try to make a fight to you as a boxer. Like, if somebody talks mess and you don't respond, I mean, that's a bad look on you. Like, I mean, I can't paint it any other way. And Jermall Charlo hasn't been good in his response to a lot of these so-called offers that Eddie Hearn's put out. And the reason I say that too is because this isn't the first time we're hearing about this. I mean, he did break it down in more depth with this Radio Raheem interview, but but this isn't the first time you hear of this. I mean, this has kind of been going out there for what, a month maybe, as far as him making offers for Jermall Charlo to come over to the Zone and fight Andrade. So, I mean, make it happen. I mean, you're kind of looking like a duck in to a large degree if you don't respond to it. And I mean, at this current stage, he hasn't responded to it. Well, that's all my time, guys. Thanks for joining me again, and I hope to make more videos shortly. With that, have a good night. I'm out. Peace.